Welcome to 12th Year Health. I'm Dr. Derek De Silva. More than 3 million Americans of all ages suffer from stuttering. So can it be corrected? Joining me now is speech educator Anna Deeter. She's also the author of Speech is a Skill. Thank you so much for joining us, Anna. Pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So you prefer the word teaching over words like treatment or therapy. Why?
Of course, because as I mentioned last week, stuttering is not a medical condition, and all these therapies, pathologists working with stutterers, they are representatives of a medical profession. So I teach people how to speak naturally, correctly.
So we have a video, okay, and it's really amazing. This is a 48-year-old gentleman by the name of Stephen, who's a Canadian, and we'd like you to look at this video, folks,
Okay.
and then we'll talk a little bit about this.
When I'm struggling with my tongue, even I actually sometimes bite my own tongue. It's like, and that bloody hurts. I spent a good deal of time speaking to people on the phone. I've been making a number of phone calls, most of them unnecessary, just as practice, which is fun, because practice is fun.
So, Anna, what is it that we just saw?
We just saw the speech gym at work. So what this gentleman did when he came to me, he didn't know how to speak naturally. For 48 years of his life, he was looking for a cure of his inability to speak like a normal person naturally. And in 3 days of intensive training, he started speaking like a normal person.
So, where's the problem? What is the problem?
The problem is the lack of speech training, of their own speech muscles. And it is like if a first grader starting learning how to write a letter and then drops the pen and discontinues training, he will never learn how to coordinate his hand. This is what happens to people who stutter. As a child, they stop developing their speech skills. Or later, when adults just, something happens, some event, and their memory become erased.
Anna, thank you so much. Great ideas, great information. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to 12th Year Health. I'm Dr. Derek De Silva. Well, stuttering can affect both children and adults, but my next guest may change the way we look at the problem. Joining me now is speech educator Anna Deeter. She's also the author of A Tale of Two Geniuses in Stuttering. Anna, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
So, what causes stuttering?
Stuttering is a simple speech underdevelopment due to a lack of a speaker's experience working with his own speech muscles. It can occur at any age after a person stops speaking, discontinues developing his speech skills as a child, or no longer speaks as an adult because of some event that could have caused his memory become erased.
Now, so how do you know that stuttering is really not a medical problem?
I know stuttering is not a medical condition for very simple 3 reasons, okay? But let me put back on temporarily these glasses of illusion that I used to wear. This is reason number 1. For 30 years of my professional experience as a conventional speech therapist, that's when I observed how miserably medical approach, conventional help system failed to assist efficiently people who stutter. Reason number 2, I have studied some historical documents in English as well as in Russian languages, and I've learned some fact inadvertently or purposefully hidden from English language readers. I know for sure who, when, how, and why invented this false, never proven to exist stuttering medical condition. And reason number 3, last but not least, I've observed hundreds of more or less severe stutterers dropping their stuttering and becoming natural, normal speakers in only 3 days of their intensive ethalon speech gymnastics training.
Well, the whole idea of, I had a cousin who used to stutter, and I remember him going through this and how difficult it was for him. But I think that if there's an option, if there's an alternative, I think this is the type of program that I like to have to let people know that there are other options out there. So thank you so much for joining us today. It's a pleasure.